Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so Venerable Sangha, Siales and the Dhamma friends. So we'll resume our discussion. We could not make it last week. So nevertheless, we can resume with the discussion of the analytical states of some paccayas here. So last week, the week before, we completed the Magga paccaya, the path condition. So today we'll resume on the we'll start the mental nutrient or mental nutriment condition. So here we have to understand that the mental nutriment, mutuality, association, and the great connaissance groups, right? 6 paccayas, they, 6 is it? Yeah. Sorry, 7 paccayas. These paccayas, they are taken as completely, while the predominance, karma, and the faculty, they are taken as appropriately.
那在这10种原理里面呢，其中这个名实缘、相互缘、相应缘以及大居生组的4种原理呢，它们是完全的跟这个名实缘呢是同时升起的，而其他的真商缘、业缘跟根缘的原理呢，则是适当的升起。
Okay, so moving into the next one, the wholesome to indeterminate, kusalo abhyakatasa. So again, we have the same set of conditioning states which support the mind-produced matter and which produce the mind-produced matter, right? When the 21 wholesome consciousnesses arise and the 38 mental factors are there. So this mind-produced matter become the conditioning states, and the conditioned state, right? The conditioned states are the mind-produced matter generated by these wholesome consciousnesses, right? Not just the consciousnesses. Can take the wholesome consciousnesses.
那接下来呢，我们看第2种情况呢，就是3对无记的情况。那这里呢，缘法的呢，还是同样的是这3种名实的缘法，处、思以及识。那他们呢是在五蕴有中呢，五蕴有的生命之中呢，在21种三性跟38种心所的这些心识刹那之中生起来，并且呢，在生刹那的时候呢，自助心生色法的这3种名实的缘法。那他们的原生法呢，就是这些由3心所产生的心生色。
In the instrumental case phrase, there are 9 in total, right? The nutriment, predominance, connaissance, dependence, karma, faculty, dissociation, presence, and non-disappearance. They are taken as completely and appropriately, and there are 9 total forces, right? So the 9 total forces, so the mental nutriment, dissociation, and the great connaissance group, which are 6 paccayas, they are taken as completely, and the predominance, karma, and the faculty, they are taken as appropriately.
那我们谈到工具格呢，就是在原理的这一部分呢，总共呢有9种原理，分别呢就是名实缘、真商缘、居生缘、依止缘、业缘、根缘、不相应缘、有缘，还有不离去缘。这9种原理呢是完全的，以及呢适当的这个有着这个同分的关系。那在这个情况之下呢，其中的名实缘、不相应缘以及大居生组的4种缘，总共这6种缘呢是完全的有这个同分的关系，而真上缘、业缘跟根缘呢，只是适当的有这个同分的关系。
Right. So then we have the Kusalabhyakatassa, the third one. So here we have the same set of conditioning states which arise at the moments of 21 wholesome consciousness and the 38 mental factors, which support both the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter, right? And of course, this happens in the fivefold existence. And for the dative case phrase, we have the conditioning phenomena of the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter. Then for the instrumental case phrase, there are 8 forces in total. And we have the mental nutriment, predominance, connaissance, dependence, karma, faculty, presence, non-disappearances, which are obtained completely and appropriately. The mental nutriment and the great connaissance group, the 5 paccayas, they are taken as completely. The predominance, karma, and faculty taken as appropriately. Then we have the 4th one, which is akusalo akusalasa, unwholesome to unwholesome. Again, we have the same set of conditioning states which arise at the moments of 12 unwholesome consciousnesses and the 27 mental factors which arise, right? So which they support the associated aggregates. And for the dative case phrase, we have the 12 unwholesome consciousness and the 27 mental factors which are associated with these conditioning states. Right. So then we have the instrumental case phrase, which consists of 10 total forces: mental nutriment, predominance, connaissance, mutuality, dependence, karma, faculty, association, presence, and non-disappearances, which are taken completely and appropriately, right? And here the mental nutriment, mutuality, association, at the great connaissance group. So altogether, the 7 paccayas, the 7 conditions, they are taken as completely, and the predominance, karma, and faculty, they are taken as appropriately. Then we have the 5th one, which is akusalo abhyakatassa. So here also we have the same set of conditioning states where this arise when the unwholesome consciousness rising, and it is so it support the mind-produced matter, and during the occasion of arising in the fivefold existence. Right. And then we have the dative case phrase, which are the mind-produced matter generated by unwholesome consciousnesses. And for the instrumental case phrase, there are 9 forces in total: the mental nutriment, predominance, connaissance, dependence, karma, faculty, disassociation, presence, and non-disappearances, which are obtained completely and appropriately. For here that for the mental nutriment, disassociation, and the great connaissance groups, these 6 conditions, they are taken as completely. The predominance, karma, and faculty, they are taken as appropriately. And then we have the 6th one, which is akusalo akusalabhyagatassa. So the conditioning phenomena, we have the same set of conditioning phenomena, and then they are supporting, right? Supporting both the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter during the occasion of the arising of in the fivefold existence. And for the dative case phrase, we have the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter, which are generated by 12 unwholesome consciousness and 27 mental factors. And from the instrumental case phrase, there are 8 forces in total. The mental nutriment, predominance, connaissance, dependence, karma, faculty, presence, and non-disappearances, which are taken, obtained completely and appropriately. The mental nutriment and the great connaissance group, they are taken as completely, and the predominance and the karma and faculty, they are taken as appropriately. Right. Now, then we have the 7th one, which is sabhyakato abhyakatassa, indeterminate to indeterminate. So here we have the at the period of life continuity, and then we have the at the moment of conception, pre-birth linking moments. So first, as usual, we go through the period of life continuity, and here from the subject phrase, the conditioning phenomena, which are the 3 mental nutriment conditioning phenomena, which arise in the moments of the 36 resultant consciousnesses and 21 functional consciousnesses. The 38 mental factors are applicable there, which support both the associated aggregates, and the mind-produced matter, right? So I believe that y'all can remember the reason for this, why we have these 2 phrases here, which support the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter. Right. Then from the dative case phrase, we have the abhyakatassa dhammasa. We have the 36 resultant consciousnesses, the 20 functional consciousnesses, and the 38 mental factors. And then again, we have the mind-produced matter generated by both the resultant and the functional consciousnesses. Here we have 12 forces in total. So what are these total? Because we have both the sampayutta, vipayutta, which comes additionally, right? And of course the vipaka, which were not there in the previous enumerations, right? So we have the mental nutriment, the predominance, connaissance, mutuality, dependence, karma, resultant, faculty, association, disassociation, and presence and non-disappearances. So obviously it's obtained completely and appropriately. And in this context, the mental nutriment and the great connaissance group, so only these 5 conditions, they are taken as completely, while predominance, mutuality, karma, result, faculty, association, and disassociation taken appropriately. Okay, so now we move into at the moment of conception. Here we have the conditioning phenomena, the same set of conditioning phenomena, but note here that we only have the 19 rebirth linking consciousnesses, and the mental factors become 35 because the 3 abstinences, the virati, they are not there, which again supports the associated aggregates and karma produced matter. For the dative case phrase, we have the 19 resultant consciousness, the 35 mental factors, along with the karma produced matter. So moving into the instrumental phrase, we have 11 forces in total: nutriment, connaissance, mutuality, dependence, karma, resultant, faculty, association, and disassociation, presence, and non-disappearances, which are taken as completely and appropriately. And here we have the mental nutriment, resultant, and the great connaissance group, 6 in total, which are taken as completely: the mutuality, the karma, faculty association and disassociation taken as appropriately. So that's what we have to discuss for the mental nutriment condition. So if you have any questions, we can spend some time here discussing them. No questions, right? I just stopped. I just read this really the analytical states, and there's nothing much apart from just reading this, right? If you can understand, then it's fine. So yeah, I believe that y'all are doing the work, studying and memorizing this the analytical states because it's going to be helpful for the next sections that we are going to learn. Yes. Okay. Okay, so shall we move on to the next section?
Okay, Bante.
Right. So now we'll be learning the fifth condition, which is the connaissance faculty, right? Sahajāta indriya. So for the Sahajāta indriya, we have eight types of ultimate realities which function as the faculties: the life faculty, consciousness, feeling, faith, effort, mindfulness, one-pointedness, and wisdom, right? So there are 8 in total here. Okay. So we'll start from the first one. Kusalo kusalasa, wholesome to wholesome. So from the subject phrase, we have the conditioning phenomena, the 8 mental faculties, the life faculty, the consciousness, feeling, faith, energy, mindfulness, one-pointedness, wisdom, which arises in the mind moments of 21 wholesome consciousnesses, and the 38 mental factors which support the associated aggregates. And for the dative phrase, we have the conditioned phenomena of 21 wholesome consciousnesses, the 38 mental factors arise as associated aggregates conditioned phenomena. Right. So for the case of the instrumental phrase, for the Indriya Paccaya, we have 12 conditioning forces in total, starting from faculty, root, predominance, connaissance, mutuality, dependence, nutriment, jhana, magga, association, presence, and non-disappearances, which are obtained completely and appropriately. So from here, but it's not written here, of course. Now I believe that you can figure out which paccayas are completely and which paccayas are appropriately. So what do we have? The faculty, the connaissance grade, and the anyamanya, the sampayutta, they are taken as completely, and the rest of the conditions are taken as appropriately. Then we have the kusalo abhyakatasa. We have the eight mental faculties here, and and we have the which support the mind produce matter during the occasion of arising in the fivefold existence, right? And for the dative phrase, we have the conditioning phenomena of mind-produced matter generated by wholesome consciousnesses. For the instrumental case phrase, we have 11 of them, 11 conditioning forces, faculty, root, predominance, connaissance, dependence, nutriment, jhana, path, disassociation, presence, non-disappearances, which are obtained completely and appropriately. So what are the conditions which are applied here as completely? Faculty, the connaissance grade, the disassociation, vipayutta, and the rest of the conditions, they are taken as appropriately. Yeah. Then we have the kusalo kusala abhyakatassa, the next one, the third enumeration, which is wholesome to wholesome and indeterminate. We have the same set of conditioning states which support both the associated aggregates and mind-produced matter. And then we have the dative case phrase, which is the conditioned phenomena of the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter. And then we have the instrumental phrase, which is which has 10 forces, the faculty, root, predominance, connaissance, dependence, nutriment, jhana, path, presence, non-disappearances, which are considered taken as completely and appropriately. So the faculty, the connaissance grade 4, those are the only these 5 are only taken as completely, and the rest of the conditions, they are taken as appropriately. Okay, so now we move into the fourth one, the 3 akusala terms. So for the akusala terms, we have how many paccayas in total? We only have 5 mental faculties, right? Which are the life faculty, the consciousness, feeling, and then the energy and one-pointedness. Those are the only conditioning states which comes here. And they are obviously supporting the associated aggregates, right? But in the case of the wholesome enumerations, the 3 wholesome enumerations, there are 8, right? So because these are unwholesome dhammas, we don't have the wisdom, and then we don't have the sati, the mindfulness, and then we don't have what? What is the other one?
Saddha.
Ah, yes, saddha. We don't have the saddha too. Right? For the dative case phrase, we have the conditioned phenomena of 12 unwholesome consciousnesses and the 27 mental factors. Then we have the instrumental case phrase. For the instrumental case phrase, there are 11 paccayas starting from faculty, predominance, connaissance, mutuality, dependence, nutriment, jhana, path, association, presence, and non-disappearance. and which are obtained completely and appropriately. So here, so here we have the faculty, the connaissance, connaissance grade 4, and this mutuality and association. So these 7 paccayas, they are taken as completely, and the rest, they are taken as appropriately. Then right. This is something, the next phrase which is there, it's regarding the kusalo kusalasa. So there are 11 forces due to the absence of the wisdom faculty, right? So how many paccayas were there? How many paccayas were there in the kusalo kusalasa? There are 12 here, right? There were 12 here, but when in some of the consciousnesses, some of the wholesome consciousnesses, the wisdom faculty is not there. So what happened is that, so in these cases, the indriya paccaya does not become a common with the hetu paccaya, the root condition, because the indriya paccaya, the wisdom, the faculty condition, it becomes a common with the root condition through the wisdom, right? And the other dhammas, so they do not become a common, right? So that's a, in those cases, it's going to be 11. And again, the faculty condition become common. It becomes a common with the predominance condition and the path condition through this Vimansadhipati and Samadhiti, but they are not present in the unwholesome consciousnesses. So, but there are other predominance dhammas and path factors which could be common with the faculty condition, right? So that we need to know. So wherever these dhammas are arising, we need to understand them appropriately. So now we move into the 5th one, which is akusalo abhyakatasa, the unwholesome to indeterminate. We have the 5 mental faculties because it's an unwholesome consciousness. And then they are supporting the mind-produced matter when they arise in the 5-fold existence. For the dative case phrase, we have the mind-produced matter which arise by unwholesome consciousness. So there's something wrong here, right? Here it is mentioned as associated conditioned phenomena. That's not correct. So moving into the next one, the instrumental case phrase. So in the instrumental case phrase, we have 10 conditions in total. Starting from faculty, predominance, connaissance, dependence, nutriment, jhana, path, disassociation, presence, and non-disappearance, which are obtained completely and appropriately. So here, the faculty, connaissance grade 4, and the disassociation. So these 6 conditions are taken as completely, and the rest of the conditions, they are taken as appropriately. So the sixth one for the akusalabhyakatassa. Akusalabhyakatassa, we have what are the condition state? We have the same set of conditioning states, of course, which support the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter when they arise in the five-fold existence. For the dative case phrase, we have the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter as the conditioned phenomena. Okay. So here we have, for the instrumental case phrase, we have the faculty, then we have the predominance, connaissance, dependence, nutriment, jhana, path, presence, non-disappearance, which are obtained completely and appropriately. It serves as conditioning forces. And there are 9 total forces. There are 9 in total. So from here, the faculty, connaissance, great. So these 5 conditions becomes completely, and the rest becomes appropriately. Rest become appropriately. Now we're moving to the abhyakato abhyakatassa. The first part of this is at the period of life continuity. We have the conditioning phenomena. Then now we have the 8, all of them, right? Because in some of the indeterminate consciousnesses, together with them, we have the faith, the mindfulness, and then wisdom as conditioning states, right? So when these 8 of them, they support at the moment of 36 resultant consciousnesses, the 20 functional consciousnesses, the 38 mental factors which support the associated aggregates, and the mind-produced matter. Then for the dative case phrase, we have the conditioned phenomena of the 36 resultant consciousnesses, 20 functional consciousnesses, 38 mental factors, and then we have the mind-produced matter generated by resultant and functional. And for the instrumental case phrase, we have 14 of them. Okay, so now can a student volunteer, right? So these I will read them, right? We have the forces of hetu, root, the faculty, root, predominance, connaissance, mutuality, dependence, resultant, nutriment, jhana, path, association, dissociation, presence, and non-disappearance, which are obtained completely and appropriately. So can a student volunteer and explain these conditions, right? So there are 14 in total. Which of them are appropriately and which of them are completely?
Wanami Bande. Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, maybe. Is it okay to try?
Yes. We give the
So, completely, and there should be Sahajāta, and maybe not correct. Please, Bande, correct me. So,
Yes.
at least Sahajāta, maybe Anyamanya, and Nisya, and Vipaka should maybe Vipaka, and also Vibhuda, Sambhyuda, Ati, Avigata for sure. Yes.
Okay. So for the connaissance grade 4, it's yes. They are taken as completely, right? And because the faculty one you missed out, but the faculty condition is the base condition, so it always comes as completely. So here for the Sahajāta middle group, right? So for Sahajāta middle group, we have the what are the conditions here? Okay, you mentioned about anyamanya, the mutuality, right? So in the case of mutuality, is it now you have to look into the conditioning states here, conditioning and the condition states here. So in the conditioning and the condition states, we have both the mentality and materiality as the conditioning states, right? So associated aggregates, we have the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter. So in the case of these conditions, conditioned states, we cannot take the anyamanya, the mutuality, because we have the mind-produced matter, right? When the faculties, the connaissance faculties are supporting the mind-produced matter, the anyamanya is not there. Anyamanya is there when it is supporting the associated aggregates. Right? So in that case, because of that reason, we cannot take the anyamanya.
Okay, thank you very much, Bande.
Yes, brother. Yeah. So in addition to that, Sally mentioned about which parts here. The Vippayutta too here. She mentioned about the Vippayutta. But the case of the Vippayutta, right? So in the case of the Vippayutta, there is a problem. Why? This Vippayutta condition, the dissociation, again, we have the associated aggregates. So Vippayutta cannot be taken, right? When it supports the mind-born materiality, then we can take it, right? So therefore, Vippayutta is out too. So the other one which the Sally mentioned was the Vipaka Pacha, right? The Vipaka one. So the resultant condition is taken here because when the mental faculties, when they support these associated aggregates and the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter, they support in full, right? Whatever the mental faculty, they support the associated aggregates in full, right? And as when it's supporting associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter, then it is taken as full. So fully. So therefore, we can take them. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not because
Is it because when, for example, this within one mind moment, these nama kanda, if they are not vipaka, so there's no vipaka.
no,
right?
no, not because of that. Not because of that, because in here that in abhyakato abhyakatasa, it includes the, it includes both the 36 resultant consciousnesses and 20 functional consciousnesses. So yes, in the 36 resultant consciousnesses, it's applicable, right? But in the Vipaka Pacha is applicable, but in the 20 functional consciousness, the Vipaka Pacha is not there. So it has to be taken as appropriately too.
Yes, that's also what I meant when the namakanda are not vipaka. So
Yes,
there's no
yes,
vipaka,
correct.
but yeah.
Correct, yes. So in addition to that, we have to take the are we in the wrong? Oh yes, we are in the wrong one. Yeah. So in addition to that, in addition to that, the Vipayutta cannot be taken, right? We mentioned that one. So both, I mean, the mutuality, the dissociation, the resultant, and then the association. So all of the four from the connaissance middle group are not applicable here, right? As appropriate, as completely. So only the faculty and the connaissance grade 4, they are applied as they are obtained as completely, right? So the rest of the conditions, all of them, the nine of them, they are considered as appropriately, right? Okay, so now we move into the at the moment of conception, the rebirth linking moment. Okay, so we have a question. Okay, right. So yeah, so we have the other one here. At the moment of conception, for the subject phrase, we have 8 mental faculties in total, which they arise in the moments of 19 rebirth linking consciousness and the 35 mental factors, which they support the associated aggregates, both associated aggregates and the karma produced matter. And for the dative case phrase, we have the 19 rebirth linking consciousnesses and then the 35 mental factors with the karma produced matter. Okay, so moving into the instrumental case phrase, we have for Indriya Paccayana, we have the faculty, root, connaissance, mutuality, dependence, resultant, nutriment, jhana, path, association, dissociation, and presence and non-disappearance, which are obtained completely and appropriately. So altogether there are 13 of them, 13 conditioning forces. Okay, can someone try here the on the completely and appropriately for these 13 pachas? Yes.
If there's no one, is it okay to try again?
Yes, no problem with that.
Okay. So this should be similar to the previous one, and completely it should be Indriya Paccaya and also the 4 great connaissance.
Is that all? Yeah. Now, I mean, from the connaissance middle group, we have the sampayutta, the association, disassociation, and mutuality. Yes, they fall into the appropriately category, but for the case of the resultant, it has to be taken as the completely, because we only have the resultant consciousnesses. These 19 rebirth linking consciousnesses, they are I mean, they are the only ones, and they are vipaka, right? They are resultant consciousnesses, right? And the rest of the conditions, all of them are obtained as appropriately.
那其余的7种缘的原理呢，就是属于是适当的同分关系。
Okay, so do we have questions here?
请问大家有什么问题吗？
No questions. Okay. Okay, so we move into the next one, the next condition, which is the connaissance comma condition, right? So starting from wholesome to wholesome, kusalo kusalassa. So we have, for the case of the connaissance comma, the only conditioning states is the volition, right? So this volition, they support the associated aggregates and the materiality which they are related. So here we have from the subject phrase, the conditioning phenomena, volition, which arises in the mind moments of 21 wholesome consciousnesses, 38 mental factors, which support the associated aggregates. Right. And then we have the dative case phrase, the conditioned phenomena of the 21 wholesome consciousnesses, the 37 mental factors excluding volition. So we have to understand that we only have the conditioning state is the volition. So therefore we have to take only these 37 mental factors, right, excluding the volition. And for the instrumental case phrase, there are 8 conditions, comma, along with the forces of connaissance, mutuality, dependence, nutriment, association, presence, non-disappearance, obtained completely, right? And there are 8 forces in total. So here in this instrumental case phrase, we have the we only have this as completely, right? The term appropriately is not applicable here. The reason is that now we know that our base condition is comma, the connaissance comma, which becomes a common with the Sahajāta small group through, it becomes a common with the namahara pacha, right? So with the namahara, the mental nutriment condition, it becomes, right, the condition which we discussed previously. So which the chetana, we have the volition in the namahara pacha. So that's how it becomes a common. So what happens here is that our base condition is karma, the connaissance karma, and all of the conditioning and the condition states, they are covered by the mental nutriment condition through the volition, right? So therefore, all the conditions are taken as completely here, right? It's obviously because the mutuality and then the association, they are taken as completely. Yeah. So, but we need to learn something in comparison. So now when we had the nutriment condition as the base condition, and then again this connaissance karma became a common through the volition in the same manner. But when we have the base condition as when we have the nutriment condition as our base condition, this condition, this condition, the kamapacha, is not taken as completely, right? It is taken as appropriately. So the reason is that in the base condition of mental nutriment, there are 3 more conditioning states, right? It had the vijnana, the consciousness, and then it has the passa, the contact. So because of that, it was not taken as completely when we were discussing the mental nutriment. But it's not the same when we take the connaissance karma as the base condition. Okay, so do we have questions here regarding the thing that we discussed right now?
关于我们刚刚讨论的这一点呢，大家有什么问题吗？
No questions. Good. Which means everybody understood it or did not understand it at all.
老师说呢，大家没有问题，那是好，是代表说大家都明白，又或者是可能大家完全不明白。
Okay, now we have a question. Very clear. Okay, so now we're moving to the next one, the Kusalo Abhyakatasa. So from here we have from the subject phrase, we have the same conditioning state, which is the volition, which support the mind-produced matter. For the dative case phrase, we have the mind-produced matter. Here also it's not correct. It's not associated condition phenomenon generated by wholesome consciousness. Right. So for the case of the instrumental case, right, we have how many? Totaling 7 conditions. All of them are obtained completely, which is connaissance, dependence, kamma, connaissance, dependence, nutriment, disassociation, presence, non-disappearance. Yeah, that's all. Then the third one, kusalo, kusala abhyakatasa, the wholesome, to wholesome and indeterminate. We have the volition as the conditioning phenomena. And then we have both which support the associated aggregates and the mind-produced matter. For the dative case one, we have the associated aggregates, which are 21 wholesome consciousness and the 37 mental factors excluding volition and the mind-produced matter. For the instrumental case phrase, we have the kamma alongside with the connaissance, dependence, nutriment, presence, non-disappearance. So here we only have 6 conditioning forces. Okay, so yeah, so we can discuss some questions here before winding up the class.
Yes, Bhante. You did not consider the Nanakanika kamma, Kusala to Abhyagata. There the condition should be different.
Yes, Sale. So the Nanakanika kamma, remember we are still discussing the first group, which is the Sahajāta group, connaissance group. So we are only discussing the paccayas from that group, right? So later we will be discussing the Nanakanika kamma in a separate group, and there we will be discussing this the 2 enumeration of kusalo abhyakatasa and akusalo abhyakatasa, wholesome to determinate and unwholesome to determinate. Those 2 relationships we'll be discussing later on in a different group. Right? So only the Sahajāta portion will be there, right? So most of the paccayas we are discussing, all of many of them, not many, the Namahara paccaya, the Adhipati, the predominance, then the faculty, what else? The kamma, I think those paccayas they fall into other groups too. Some enumeration, some part of them belongs to the other groups too. But we only discuss on those 15 conditions which belongs to this connaissance group.
Okay, thank you.
So we share the merits which we accumulated by learning, teaching, discussing, translating this Dhamma. So we'll share the merits with all deities and also with the deceased relatives and make a wish that we attain Nibbana with these good karmas. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sasanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu mang parang. Idamme ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idamme ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idamme ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamu satan samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattiya. Yang pattang kusalang tassa anubhavena panino sabbe saddhamma rajassa ñatva dhammang sukhavahang papunantu visuddhaya sukhaya patipattiya asoka manupayasang nibbana sukhamuttamang. Chirang tiṭṭhatu saddhammu dhamme huntu sagarava sabbepi satta kalena samma devo pavassatu yatharakhinsu purana surajano tatevimang raja rakkatu dhammena attanova pajang pajang. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya dhammang pujemi. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya sanghang pujemi. Addha imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha parimuccissami. Idamme punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu. Idamme punyang nibbanassa paccayo hotu. Mama punya bhagang sabba sattanang bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punya bhagang labhantu. Buddha sasanang chirang tiṭṭhatu. Buddha sasanang chirang tiṭṭhatu. Buddha sasanang chirang tiṭṭhatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yes, thank you very much.